ensemble talk. Before everything else, I am assigned to Michael John Lambuno, and I should give comments and answer the questions. Concept development. So the topic of the teacher is too broad. So as I view, nakita man ako ang IPP, in his objective, it was said that mag-add and subtract na ang students, and also natoy find and also their differences daw. So it is too broad kay for one day it will be difficult for learners to learn like a lot of concepts of decimal, because the topic is understanding decimal. Maybe it should be good if the facilitator will start in the example addition and subtraction of decimal. Okay, but for the lesson development, concept development, it is nice that he asks the students if they have if they know what is decimal, or they know what is the point and other terms about decimals that will also connect the lesson. And also there is he also gives example. Even though there's a lot of concepts in the lesson, it is good that he still gives example to other concepts. Consistency to the principles discussed in class for that specific topic or lesson. When we talk about consistency, then the part where the lessons are connected to decimal, then it is consistent that the lessons or the concepts are connected to decimal. But when the flow na sa lesson kay dili kay siya consistent, because murag ambak-ambak kay ang lesson, and it is too fast that murag learners will find grade 4 learners will have a hard time understanding the lesson because it is too fast. And also there are also different concepts, and from the squares or the tables na ay number line na sad, multiplication, division. So that is very inconsistent, and some parts pud kay gamay ra kay og example. So it's better if the facilitator or the teacher will give more examples that is appropriate and would really nagpasabot sa ang first concept ay ang magnext. Strengths of the micro-teaching. The facilitator has an excellent and calm approach to his learners. Good tone of voice that is appropriate for the grade 4 also. Points to improve. First is the teacher must focus on one concept. When I watch the demo, I feel like I am forced to eat a whole piece of cake. What I mean is that the lesson is too broad and fast. If I were the grade 4 student, it's too difficult to understand. Example kay sa iyang demo ay sa iyang lesson sa IPP niya na lesson plan kay naa na didto ang addition, subtraction, and division, multiplication of decimal number. So in one meeting di man na makaya i-cater sa students, diba? Dapat paspas ra kaayo siya, din napagid yung mga number line. So dapat naay parts na dapat gihati-hati sa lang bitaw. Then first meeting addition lang sa, then next meeting subtraction, next tapod ang uban nga na para masabtan, dili pwede nga step 1 ka, next tapod nga concept ana paspas. So mao to na part. And the second is teacher must include his student more. So mas nice kung magtawag siya sa iyang students pa. O then next is should give, and last point is should give and use appropriate examples. So yung mga examples sometimes na may sometimes kay dili ra kay siya appropriate, murag pang higher grades sa siya, so dira lang na part. If you were to teach the same lesson, what will you copy and modify? What I will copy is the excellent and calm approach to his learners, and the examples that he gave also, some are appropriate for the learners or the concept that he is teaching. So what I will modify is the introduction part. I will make it more livelier by giving an activity that will help learners review the concept that they have learned in the previous meeting. The activity will also serve as a bridge from the previous lesson to the new lesson that they will learn. Next is I will focus on dividing the main lesson to small concepts. It is important to make sure, as what I've said, na it is important to make sure na learners should understand the concept 1 before jumping to another concept. Okay, so third is I will also give examples that is more appropriate to the learners that I'm teaching. So the teacher sa video, sa demo, can give siya examples, but I will give more na mas appropriate pa siya. An example, sa first example na kung naglibog ang student, so ma-give na po yung another example para mas nakasabot sila. So, last is I will provide games that are connected to the topic for the class to be more engaging. So, what is math, di ba, lisudan ang student. So, dapat mas maghatag kag activity as a teacher na ma-engage ang imong students. And they would mas maganahan sila na mo-appeal, maminaw sa imong klase. So, that's all for my accountable talk. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something.